Oh,
The Indiana Pacers are trading guard Malcom Brogdon to the Boston Celtics.
All right.
So this is not a TPE
What does
trade.
this mean?
This is not a TPE trade because he will not fit inside the TPE. So this is going to be something bigger.
Well, what is this? I mean, we'll get terms while we're still talking, I'm sure, but I mean, what does this mean to you in terms of like who's going the other way if a guy like Malcolm Brogdon's coming in?
I really don't know. I'm very, very interested to see who this comes. We'll see. Where this goes because I'm not sure. This is going to involve a pretty hefty salary going the other way because Brogdon makes over 22
I was just going to say, what's he making?
Yeah, he is at. Let me pull it up for you. He is at 22.6 million. So this is definitely not a TPE trade.
Well, and also you're not acquiring Malcolm Brogdon to come off your bench, right?
Probably not.
I mean, he's mostly a career starter, at least since he's earned that right after his first couple of years in Milwaukee. Almost 20 points a game last year. Looking at he's about 45% shooter, not a good 3-point shooter, obviously.
Challenge with Brogdon is health. It's always health with Malcolm Brogdon because he generally tends to struggle a little bit.
Is there any chance Marcus Smart went the other way in this deal?
It could be. I don't know. I like to think when this happens, Woj likes to do this, especially to the big markets.
To stagger
and then he sits for a second and laughs to himself. And he's like, let's see him all speculate. And then he'll push.
Let this breathe for a moment.
Daniel Theis and Aaron Nesmith in a 2023 first round pick.
Wow.
All right. That's
where do I sign?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that is
that's I can't believe that money even works.
Yeah, it should. That's not. Now you're gonna make me do math live on your show and look like football.
Brad, the number one takeaway right here is Brad is getting after it immediately. Like Brad, this isn't like this is win now mode stuff right here for Brad Stevens. You now have Marcus Smart, the Jays, obviously, Tatum and Brown, Al
Horford. There's got to be more in this deal, but what they can do is they can put in. Let's see, you could guarantee Nik Stauskas, Juwan Morgan, and that just about gets you there. So that's my guess.
Well,
here it is: Nik Stauskas, Malik Fitts, and Juwan Morgan. So basically, just cleared out the end of that bench vibes group.
That's what's happening. That latest group.
Yep.
I just saw it from Woj.
So the full terms will be Malcolm Brogdon to the Celtics for Daniel Theis, Aaron Nesmith, Nik Stauskas, Malik Fitts, Juwan Morgan, and a 2023 first round pick.
I mean, every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
There's so
now what's interesting here is this frees you up to be able to do something maybe with Peyton Pritchard if you wanted to. It's not going to get you a ton because now you've kind of got a lot of guards now with this, but this is this is something. So and this is it's funny, I don't know who said it. Maybe I was trying to see it. It scrolled by so quickly. It's Tom Westerholm. Great point. We all should have seen Brad Stevens trades for Malcolm Brogdon because he loves Malcolm Brogdon. And that is true. He has said that a million times in the past. So, yeah, it's huge. Look at that. We got to have a little fun live.
So, and you can't beat it. So, all right. I mean, for all the people that have been clamoring, like Celtics got to do something at point guard, you bring in Malcolm Brogdon now, and obviously you have more playmaking, a more traditional whatever point guard, like for anyone that I had zero problems with Marcus Smart, the point guard, but I know a lot of people out there for whatever reason did. But now you have again Smart, Eric White, Malcolm Brogdon, Peyton Pritchard's still on the roster. Obviously, I don't know if you got to clear one of those guys out just to create the minutes. Obviously, like where does this go from here? What does this look like if this is what the guard rotation is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, as you just kind of said, let's say the starting five returns intact. Now you're going to play Brogdon, White, and Pritchard off the bench. Maybe one of those guys can. None of those guys can really play the three. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So someone is going to lose out on some minutes here. With this. So, well, we'll see. The good news for the Celtics, if I can say this too. I just want to make sure. I'm trying to do math on the fly here for a second. But this is kind of salary neutral-ish if you were counting on Morgan, Stauskas, and Fitts staying, which somebody has to fill out roster spots
Right.
there. So this is they took on about $4 million. So in the TPE, the $17 million TPE still fully there for the Celtics to be able to use in this trade. So
it's just Brogdon going the other way.
That's what it's
Theis,
so far.
Smith first round pick in 2023, Stauskas, Fitts, Morgan,
Yep.
all for Malcolm Brogdon. This is like it's not at all. I'm only making this comparison in terms of numbers. It's like the Kevin Garnett trade, where you're sending like
a little bit,
people the other way, to get one guy back.
Yep. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that is definitely true. I actually commented about that yesterday because I said, remember when Danny Ainge had to rebuild an entire bench? Because that trade, I think people forgot, it happened on July 31st. So the free agent market was basically picked clean at that point. And they were lucky James Posey had a contract snafu that he didn't like a deal with the Heat. And that ended up, or maybe the Heat, I think it was the Heat at the time, but that ended up freeing him up to be moved.
So again, obviously this has sort of sent us a little off course, but that's fine because this is now the news of the day. All apologies to Danilo Gallinari. Unfortunately, we already talked plenty about you.